You're listening to Last Hit News on the DotP Network.
Breaking news here on LHN. I'm Roland. The DEA announced the arrest of a prolific distributor of hallucinogenic drugs. Guess who? Furion, better known as Nature's Prophet. LHN correspondent Cyphus is standing outside the courtroom steps as Furion is being led inside.
Furion, I'm with LHN. Can you give us a comment?
Look, man, I am 80% mushroom, all right? Well, I mean, come on. Am I illegal, man? Am I? Look, it doesn't even matter. I'm not going to be in this place very much longer. I'm going to pour out. You know what I'm saying? Death to the plant killers!
Agent Wazoo with the DEA is returning to speak to us. Agent Wazoo, how did you apprehend Nature's Prophet, and how did he evade authorities for so long?
Well, that's a question we've been getting a lot. What can you be doing for Homeland and Jungle Land security? And one of the things is you got to make sure that you carry your dust of appearance. You always carry those things that can help you stun him out of the port. He evaded custody for years by being smart, and he hid these bags of hallucinogenic mushroomen all over the place. And we eventually brought him down. Drugs don't pay. Drugs don't pay.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much for those comments. Roland, that he appears to be walking back into the courtroom. They're arraigning Nature's Prophet right now. Back to you.
Thanks, Cyphus. Coming up, new revelations about the working conditions in the Chinese teleportation scroll factories shed a darker look at the recent controversies surrounding the price drop. This has been your On the 4 Minute, every 4 minute, Last Hit News. This is Roland from Defense of the Patients, a Dota 2 podcast. We'd like to thank you for listening, and we hope you're enjoying our content. If you are, tell a friend. Find .p on defenseofthepatients.com or go to iTunes to download the show and leave a comment. We will read the best on the show. Also, you can go to Facebook and give us a like. Sincerely, from everybody here on the show, thank you for listening to .p.
Hi, everybody. This is the Wazoo with Defense of the Patients, the Grand Wazoo, as it were. Not so grand these days. These guys really pull me down to their level, if you know what I mean. Don't tell them that. We're going to have a lot of inside jokes in our little 15 minutes we have together. The only reason I'm here with you, or you're trapped in here with me, rather, is because we lost the guest track that we had for an interview. We had Weedman Dota on the show. Weedman's a really great player, invoker, and pudge mid. He has a bunch of videos out there that you can check out, so we'll still plug him. Trying to get a hold of him to come back on the show, maybe, because this is an unfortunate accident. And Roland's dead now. He's dead for that accident. So, and then Cyphus walked in, and in a crime and punishment type situation, I had to kill Cyphus as well. And so, what do I do with these bodies? You know, that's... First, we'll figure out, if Weedman can come back. But he's laughing in the room. You're ruining my illusion. Throw a bottle at him. I'm just going to do the About Me. It's going to be really simple. I haven't really listened to these other guys' ones because I've known them for a long time, you know? So it's like an About Me of your friends. I know, man. It's you can't tell me anything I don't know, you know? Is how I felt about that. And it's only 15 minutes, so I should listen to them. But, I don't know. I have a hard time with things like this, so you're going to have to bear with me at times. I'm pretty much just going to talk about the show, how I relate to it, kind of what I'm doing. I'm the first video about me. So in a way, this is way more about me than these guys were about me. I'm going to use that later. Just like that. I got to remember that phrasing. I'm way more about me. No.
Maybe you should show him the dance.
I won't. No. No, it has to come up at the right time. Okay. So I'm stuck with this while Dudesy Magoo over here is producing for me. I have lived in the same place my entire life. We haven't said where, because we kind of, for the longest time, wanted to keep the podcast an anonymous experience. We didn't want to really have video at all. Because we felt like it was more relatable. I think it's very easy in Dota to hide behind that mask of an... Wind it up. Rewind it. It's very easy to, when you're doing well, to shit on someone else for not doing well, even though you've done poorly before. it's almost anonymous that no one like looks up your rank stats and they're like, well, in your past game you did this. Like, it's easy to be a dick when you're anonymous, but it's also easy to be relatable in the sense that you guys can not, you can think we are what we are, you know, we're your friends through this journey in a way. I'd like to be your friend. I don't know. Some people think I'm a huge dick when we play together, and that's okay sometimes, but like, I don't know. I just like know, I know like how I like to play, and I know constructive and I know not constructive. And insulting someone is not constructive. Being salty just for no reason because you want to air your shit is not constructive. And insulting people because your play's bad is definitely not constructive. And there's an overwhelmingly lot of that in Dota. At least there was for me when I was learning to play. I guess I should say when I started to play the game. It was about 2 years ago. Before TI3, but like not much. Probably like 3 or 4 months before. And that's when I really fell in love with it. And I just would sit and watch it, and I didn't really understand anything or even abilities. I mean, like, you understand the iconic heroes for the longest time. You see Lena, and you're like, oh, she can do that, you know, and you see Lion, and you see Pudge. Pudge is a super iconic hero. Dragon Knight, stuff like that. But for the most part, coming into Dota is a really daunting experience. And we would like to alleviate that. Watching professional Dota without playing it is, oh my god. It's just watching, it's amazing, you know, in a way, but it's also like, it's a highly deliverable experience in terms of how pleasing it is to the eye, but you have no idea what the hell's going on. At least I didn't. Now I do, but it's just like, overload. So to have something to introduce and kind of help people in that experience and commiserate, I think is very important. And not have a pro-centric atmosphere for it necessarily, although that is important in the scene. It's very important to have those pro outlets because that's something that's carrying it. But Dota is so much more than that. It's challenging in multiple levels, and that's something I will always argue for video games is how this game has challenged me. I'm a recovering lots of things. I don't know, I guess I'll say that here. Like, I don't drink. I drank for years. 25, by the way, I guess I should say. I don't know if those other guys said their ages, but I'm more about me-ish than you guys. I'm 25, and I'm a college student in computer science. What else was I on, man? I already forgot.
You used to do things that you don't do now?
Oh, yeah. Okay. I do a lot of things, and one of them is raging that I don't do anymore, that I used to do a lot of. And that was playing Street Fighter 2 is when I first started raging hardcore against that bullshit fucking AI and getting like M. Bison Psycho Crushered into the wall just over and over again. And he just laughs at you. Bullshit, you know? And that was like when I was like 12 or 13. And so Dota coming into that environment, it's so like rage-inducive in ways that I struggle at times. But these guys have really helped me. As long as you can have that ego check and have someone that can take it out from you, you know? And be like, dude, you're kind of being a dick. Like, that can just tell you that and be like, it's not constructive. Then that's when you can really start, I think, to improve at the game. And to know you're bad. I'm terribly bad, you know? And that's just the case. Like, with all great games you play, you need to know, like, what it means to play that game, I guess. Chess, I mean, is another game. No skill ceiling. I honestly feel like Dota doesn't have a skill ceiling. I mean, how could it? There's so many variable situations with variable heroes, variable items. I feel like it's probably impossible to say that game has a ceiling. Same with chess. Too many outcomes, you know? But one thing that... I need a Cyphus pillow. Did I already say that in this take? We've done like 3 takes.
No, you haven't said that.
Okay. I need a Cyphus pillow.
What about a Roland pillow?
I'm good on that. He's dead already. Dead to me. So anyway, Dota is something I'm attracted to because of how hard it is on multiple levels. It's really hard to be patient. Very, very hard. And part of being patient and being a better player in that regard is admitting that you are not perfect in that regard at all. And that's what I tried to bring to this cast and to these guys when we first started playing. I didn't necessarily want to do a podcast. I really do enjoy podcasts. I like like Moth Radio. I love all the American Life stuff. I was a rabid listener to StarCraft State of the Game with J.P. McDaniel and Jeff In Control Robinson. Sean Plott was on it for the first couple years, but he dropped off when he really started doing well. And what was his name? Liquid Tyler was also on that cast for a while. And he's someone who I really liked how that guy lived his like pro gaming career, because he was dealing with depression through all that, and he wasn't having the best tournament results, and he was still coming onto a cast and talking about it. And that can't have been easy, you know. I don't know. I really respect those guys in particular off that cast. So if any way this gets to you, like in a way, you guys were very formative for my idea of a podcast and a podcast personality and what's funny, I guess, on a gaming related podcast, and how far you can go. Because I think you question at times, like, maybe these people don't give a shit what I'm saying because I'm not talking about something Dota related. It's like, I need to stick so to this on rails, like, to this game, that we can never discuss anything else. And that's just not the case, is what I'm learning more and more. Is like, we come here to discuss this game, but that's a way we connect as people. It's me flashing my bit of mirror to you as like a sign in like a dark wilderness, and you can flash back. Maybe that was a little terrible of a metaphor. Like, that's why I'm not a poet. I was an English major for a while, but I gave that up, man, long ago. I took 3 poetry classes. I got actually worse at poetry, it felt like. And that wasn't the teacher's fault. That was my fault, man. Like, because of bad metaphors like that. But it's a way of connecting more so than it is just us talking about the game. And that's been great for us, Roland, Cyphus, and the Grand Wazoo. But I hope it's been good for you guys too, man. Because that's the only reason we really do it. We always do these activities, and it's especially interesting when you're competing at times even against your own team, to think it's like a me centric game. But the only way you get better is by breaking that. And it's very easy that when people are selfish in a game like Dota, to turn it around and be selfish back to like show that person. And then you have 2 dicks on the team, you know, like being selfish towards each other, wrecking it for everybody else. And I guess I really like love that Gandhi quote that is, be the change you'd like to see in your video game battle arena, is what Gandhi said, I believe was the direct quote. And that is, be as good as you can to people. I'm honestly, after playing StarCraft 2, I don't insult teammates much anymore. Or not teammates. I try not to do that. But I mean enemies. Like, it's all very GG, you know, like, have fun, like, very professional. And that's because of something, actually another StarCraft related personality. I guess there's a lot of StarCraft in me, which is White Raw had a quote the longest time ago, which was, no GG, no skill. And I internalized that, and this was like several years ago. I was just like, geez, what does that mean? You know, and as I've come to realize it, it's very true. That those that are willing to bow to you after they've beaten you or been beaten and just say, you know, good game, man. It's just a game. And walk away from it. Those are decent people and good people to play with, you know, as long as they have the spirit of the game. But those that are like camping your fountain and like, come at me broing you and stuff, like, that's the bad side of this game that is honestly beatable just by having standards, having a way you behave, and not fighting back the wrong way. Not fighting back by trolling back to people who are trolls, because how'd they get to be trolls in the first place, you know? A little bit of a troll riddle. But that's my Dota history, and this cast is something that I've begun doing a little bit just to catalog our journey and relate with you guys. Personally, I'm a computer science major. I'm on private donor scholarship at a university. I kind of skirted the issue of where we live, and I've done that for a reason, just because there are still some issues we're working out in terms of one of our friends' jobs that I will not mention. But also, I hope to just kind of get a job where I can type code and make money and do other projects. I work right now for the government. I'm not going to say which agency, as not to be doxxed. But I don't work the full year. I am able to kind of do other projects and go to school. And this is just one of my side projects that I really enjoy doing. I've made a lot of friends through this project. I'm going to do a lot of different things with it. And I enjoy podcasting. I've decided. So I hope you guys enjoy what we've been putting out. I don't know. This has been weird for me, honestly. This is the first time I've ever done something like this. Well, maybe the second.
What was the first?
You don't remember? No, I'm joking. It was actually for a school district video promoting a Shakespeare reading in schools. My senior year of high school, and it's really weird. Like, I don't know. I don't do it. I don't do well with the cameras, and I think that's why we were all standoffish, because it is hard. It's harder, you know. I'm an animated talker and stuff, but I hope, yeah. I do hope to make a career in gaming if possible, but I see that that's not always, you know, plausible or possible. It depends a lot, you know, like to quote John Lennon, life is what happens when you're busy making other plans. And I definitely agree. His birthday's tomorrow. Well, I guess we're releasing that on Thursday, right? Yep. So that's in honor of John Lennon. Happy birthday, JL. I enjoy music, so that's big for me. My if anyone didn't know, my name is from Frank Zappa. It's a Frank Zappa album, which is one of like his second solo records, the Grand Wazoo. I like Zappa. I like 70s era music, but I'm not fascinated with the culture. I'm not fascinated with the whole drug culture, really. I think we tried it and it failed, so let's actually get off our asses and do some work now, is my idea, I guess. Like, I don't think, like, it's okay, like, to smoke a joint or something or whatever, you know, and it's okay to do whatever you want recreationally in your own home, really, but, like, I guess we can't live in a Dota commune and just, you know, maybe one day. I don't know, I guess maybe we can Dota hippie revival. There's an idea. All dope, all Dota, all the time. No, I don't know. It's, Dota is something that feels timeless when you play it. So that's why it feels amazing. StarCraft felt that way to me too. I guess I won't comment whether that was the case either way, because it's still a strong game in ways. But I feel like Blizzard in ways doesn't let their games grow past a certain point. And when you set, you know, your beast in a cage, like, it's, you know, fur tufts might grow out of the iron bars, but it will never fully break through the cage and become like the beast that Dota has. This game is a beast. And I guess that's the point, is I see that this game is going to be fucking amazing, because it already is. And it's going to be for many more years, because it's open. It's an open platform that's going to be dedicated, have a dedicated community that can make games for it. With this open, they're releasing all the tools for the workshop and all that. Well, not the workshop, but the custom maps. And so that's going to be like BattleNet 2. And so, I don't know. I feel like Valve's going the right direction. And that's why I'm behind this. I feel like I've gone on too long. I hate talking about myself. Oh, stop. Don't cut me off. Oh. But, yeah, this is the Grand Wazoo, guys. Thanks for listening. Thanks for tagging along. Tell a friend if you like our show, man. Because we'd like as many people as possible to enjoy this with us. We love feedback. If you have funny sketch ideas, let us know. We'll credit you. Maybe that sounded a little too desperate. We're running out of ideas, guys. No, we're not. There's a lot of funny things out there with Dota, it turns out. And we don't want to be serious about it in a lot of ways. If we haven't proved that already. We don't hope to be pros. Really. Not this year. Maybe next year. Dendy was like, I need someone to stand in for me at all these big tournaments. And I was like, nah, man, I'm busy with the podcast. And can you please drop my name from your contact list, you dick? No, that reminds me of a joke that I'll end with. So Bill Gates is sitting in an airport, and a man walks up to him, and he goes, hey, Bill, you're supposed to be the coolest guy. What's up? And Bill Gates is like, hi, how's it going? And he's like, Bill, I'm meeting a girl here. Is it okay if you, like, walk up to me, and you can be like, hey, buddy, like, and she'll think I'm super cool and pat me on the shoulder? Like, come on. Like, I bought every single mic. I even like Windows 8.1. It's, like, awesome. He's like, I don't care about that. But anyway. And so he's like, sure. Okay. Just write your name down on my business card. And so he does that. Hands it to him. So the girl finally comes over, and the guy is talking to her. And Bill Gates walks over, and he says, hey, Kyle. Kyle turns around and goes, can you fuck off, Gates? I'm a little busy. I guess that's along the same vein. But that's what I'll end on. I like ending on a joke. I don't know. I guess... Oh, I also enjoy theater, literature. Theater I enjoy is like Shakespeare and, you know, Mamet and like Chekhov, and I like reading a lot. I like Oscar Wilde and Thomas Pynchon, Gaddis. I like a lot of varied stuff because I've studied all this stuff in high school and college up to this point. I've had like several different majors. So I studied English literature. I wanted to be a teacher for a while, but it's very hard over here in the States in ways with teachers. Our education system is it's something else. So I switched, and I guess that's all I have to say. What time are we at, dude? Roland? Okay, yeah, so I was in theater, and then I switched to English, and now I'm finally settling on computer science because they're paying for my school pretty much. And so that's kind of the way the cookie crumbles while I do all this Dota stuff. I plan on making content for Dota for a while. And we'll see how this goes. Like it's kind of hit or miss with the community sometimes. The community for us has just been amazingly receptive, which was not what we were expecting at all, honestly. Like, we just kind of have been wanting to do a creative project for a while, and this idea, Defense of the Patients, kind of popped into Roland's head as the title, and we kind of we're theorizers. Me, Roland, and Cyphus, and all of our friends, really. So we just kind of theorized and put it together, and it's been fantastic reception. It's made me a better player. I'd love to, be better players together. And I guess I'll end on that note. Thank you, guys. Hope you have a nice night. Sorry for Roland's dick up, you dick idiot. I hate talking about myself. Oh, stop. Don't cut me off. Oh, off.